He's still here. Can't get rid of him. Today on the wood yard, Tyler's here. We're going to do some work because he likes work. And
always.
So we've done 3 videos today. So you saw yesterday's video. That was the brats and beans and chatting. The one before that, we did a delivery. Same day today, we're going to be doing splitting of all these rounds we got from my nephew, from Kenny's son, Jed. He's the one that ran the processor for a while. They cut down a big monster tree in his yard, and we got 2 loads of wood, basically, for letting him use my trailer and going working for a day, which is nice. His neighbor took about this much, and his buddy took about this much. So I'll show you the pile here. This is 1/3. Actually, I think this is less than 1/3 of what there was in the tree. So we got all this limb wood stuff here that needs to be cut up, and then these rounds here, so it was a full load. And this is not the big stuff. The big stuff got cut up by Kenny. He ripped a whole bunch of it, and then Jed's neighbor took a whole bunch of it, so he got...
You didn't do some chainsaw carvings with it and make some pretty stuff in the front yard for him?
No, it was about a 6-foot tree. Go back about a little over a week ago now, we did that job, week and a half. And they just finished it the other day and then brought the wood. So we're gonna split this pile right here. That's what we're gonna do right now because it's a beautiful day.
It is. The wind's
It's probably 65 when the sun is under a cloud, behind a cloud.
Yeah.
Not under a cloud, it's over a cloud. But when the sun comes out, it's like 75. It's like too warm.
Yes.
So I want clouds, more clouds. All right, let's get splitting. So we're gonna be using the Wolferidge 17 VS. Now, did you get a chance to run it the other day?
A little bit, yeah. At the Bear Paw, I ran it for maybe 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, I ran it a little bit. What did you think of it?
Works great.
Yeah.
If I want to make bundle wood, that's the way to do it.
It's nice for bundle wood. Now, for those of you that don't know Tyler, he's been around for 3 years now.
Something like that.
He was a stalker, and he found me, and then he started a channel. It's called Firewood Fella. And you do about a video a week, something like that. You do a lot of firewood.
Every Tuesday and Friday.
Yep, a couple of weeks. Well, it's about time you get busy.
Yeah.
Well, he's a working man, so I'm kind of semi-retired, so I've got time to put into it. But,
yeah.
So it's all about firewood and stuff he does, and you've got a firewood business that you sell.
Yeah.
Enough, and it's enough that you can buy a splitter and pay for some stuff. And
maybe get a dump trailer or some chainsaws. Yeah. Maybe a new Husqvarna when they come out with that one.
Oh, yeah. So he's got a good little business going there. So, and you've got basically 2 locations. You got your grandma's land and your dad's land.
Yep.
Because you live in a town in a postage stamp little size lot.
Yeah, a .175.
Yeah.
Maybe enough for a bundle stand at some point, but if I want to do that.
I think if he stands anywhere on his property and spits, he can hit the neighbor's house.
Pretty much, yeah. The neighbor's house is like maybe 10 feet away from my bedroom window.
You could probably pee and hit everybody else's property.
Yeah.
All right, let's split some wood. So there it is. He just ran the 17 VS. What'd you think?
It's a good machine.
Yeah, works pretty good. You were saying that this isn't great wood, but we're making it look pretty decent because single wedge is obviously very nice. You're able to make nice, precise cuts with this, so it's making it look pretty good.
You can definitely tell it's a yard tree because how
Yeah.
twisty it wants to grow and everything.
And there's some elbows that were hard to get. We had to lay some down that were a little long, but overall, I would say if you want to make really good bundle of wood, this would be fantastic.
This is the machine. Even if you had to pick one machine, and you did, this machine does it all.
Yeah,
the big crotchy stuff it can push us through.
Yep.
And the one downside is that it's big and heavy. It's hard to move around.
Yeah, but you can bring the wood to it.
Yep.
That's just what you got to do with a bigger unit, push it to it. We did 3/4 of the wood that was here, and not all of it was cut really well because it was my brother cutting it, my brother Ken, and more than likely he had a couple dozen beers when he cut it, so who knows. I'm kidding!
That explains why it's crooked.
No, he used it. No, there's.
Or did he use a steel?
He didn't use a steel. There's pretty straight. It's a yard tree, and it's because it's tree service. They just wanted to get it on the ground and get it out of there. So, what was in this pile here? We did about 3/4 of it. There's another bunch right behind the camera that's as much. I showed you that earlier. Then there was 2 more loads that his neighbor guy got, and another load that his buddy got. So all together, if I was to guess, it was 6 or 7 full cords
out of one tree.
One tree. Yeah, it was a 60-incher on the bottom. But then it had, limbs sprouting off of it, going out over the neighbor's house and out over his house, and it was rotten. There was one of the branches was totally hollow, and there's a couple I saw that were hollow here. We cut at the bottom, was half rotten. You could see there was trees growing out of the tree, a different kind of tree, which means it's all decayed in there. So it was a tree that needed to go down. So
I'm glad that I took my parents' tree down here a couple weeks ago, and that was probably a 36-incher. I haven't cut the stump yet, but
was it rotten at all?
I haven't cut the stump yet, but so far in the limbs it wasn't rotten. But it was
like a healthy tree.
It was 80 feet tall. It came down in a couple windstorms already in the previous when it was smaller. So
making your mom nervous.
Yeah, and it's so close to the house that she doesn't want to hit the house. But
I suppose she grows flowers along the front.
Yeah. I hit the flowers a couple times with some branches, but.
Does she spank you?
No. I told her, would you rather have the flowers wrecked or the house? Take your pick.
Yeah, that's kind of what it comes down to. So when you're related to someone, you can tell them, you'll be okay, you can replant them. But when it's a customer, you might have to pay for that.
I wouldn't do it if it was a customer. I wasn't too comfortable up on that lift a little bit sometimes.
How big of a lift did you get?
55-footer.
Oh, yeah, that's...
And we were cutting them, and it's just like, one was... I should have cut the others from the other side because I cut it and pinched the saw at 50 feet in the air, and the wind picks up. I'm like, well, guess it's going to go back towards the lift now.
That's some of those things you learn the hard way, just making mistakes. That's why you see guys that are really good at climbing and cutting. They know what they're doing. They can drop it within an inch, vertical from 80 feet up, and they can see right where it's going to go. And
I was just happy to get out on the ground. That's all I cared.
Yeah. Well, 2 most important things. Nobody got hurt and the tree got down.
That's exactly it. My parents are happy. I'm happy. And I got a bunch of maple to get out of it. So
and that's a soft maple, or probably a silver maple.
I think it was an autumn blaze or some sort of soft maple because it was pretty red leaves in the fall. But I'm like, well, make some maple out of it and cut it for firewood.
Some people poo-poo or turn their nose up to this silver maple or... what's the other kind of maple? Silver maple, red maple, Norway maple.
Yeah.
Then there's crimson maple. A lot of the yard type trees.
There's so many different kinds of maple, and they're all soft maples.
Which a lot of people are like, oh, it's not as good as hard maple, and that's the voice they use. It's not as good. You hear that?
Yeah.
But the soft maple BTUs, it's 17, 18 million BTUs.
Camp firewood.
Yeah.
So I don't care.
And hard maple is like 23, 24. So it's better, but.
What is cherry, like 18, 20-ish or something? So it's the same as cherry.
Yep, birch.
Yeah.
It's all in the same range. It's right around 18 to 20, right in there.
I always just say, everyone, like for box elder, is a subspecies of maple. I just say, it's box elder is like maple.
It is. It's a member of the... It's about the same as soft maple. And I've got a buddy who's got a camp... I got a buddy who's got a cabin with a fireplace inside, and he's always wanted oak because he had a lot of oak. Because he always heard oak was the best. He wasn't a snob, he just didn't know any better. And I had a load of box elder that was 2 years old, and that's when I was moving my wood yard, and I thought, I'm going to take it to his cabin, I'll put it out there, and I just tell him, hey, when we're sitting around at night, it's nothing to throw it in the fire, or we have a fire pit outside to burn in. And once he burned it a few times, he's like, bring more of this. This was awesome. He said, what was that? I said, box elder? He said, isn't that like a trash tree?
Yeah.
I said, well, a lot of people think so, but it burns great.
When I go camping, that's what I burn. I got people at the campground that always want oak, and I'm like, I try to push the mixed hardwood that's got poplar and box elder, like, because that's more of a campfire wood. You don't need. I say oak just sits there and produces a bunch of heat and just smokes and smolders and doesn't burn. There's no active flame. That's what you want when you're camping. You want an excuse to throw more wood into.
And I didn't know until 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I mean, I knew kind of wood was wood. I knew maple was maple, but I didn't really know the difference between all the different subspecies. I didn't know the difference between bur oak and white oak and what's the other, swamp white oak. There's the three kinds of white oak, and there's black oak and red oak and pin oak and
oak is oak. That's what I say to it.
Yeah, but there's different subspecies, and it doesn't really matter.
No.
And I have found that there's only really, I would say, two kinds of wood that I really don't want.
Cottonwood and willow. Yes, those I agree.
And they burn. And again, it's okay for campfire wood. But a lot of guys will say, well, if you're investing your time and effort into producing wood, you might as well produce something that's better wood. Well, what's better wood? Are you heating with it? Are you burning marshmallows with it? What are you doing with it? So it doesn't really matter. I like softwoods for campfires.
I agree.
Even cedar. Cedar is really low BTUs. It's like 14. Same as willow, I think. I think it's 12 or somewhere right there. It's real low. It's literally 1/3 of what like Osage oranges, which that makes a difference.
Last weekend I had to go to a friend's house and split cottonwood and willow.
Oh.
It wasn't my wood, and I got to go there and with my splitter and help him out because he helps me out. So I was like, as long as I don't have to take it home with me, he's like, oh yeah, I'll give it to so and so, and my dad will take some, and then you'll take some too, right? I'm like, absolutely not. I don't want to deal with
it. But it all burns.
Oh yeah.
And like some guys that have boilers, they'll take anything, and other guys will only burn oak. And a lot of guys I've talked to, guys that have made comments on the channel, they'll say, I've got a boiler and I really like all kinds of woods depending on the time of year. They call it the shoulder seasons. The early fall, late spring, they'll burn their aspen, they'll burn their box elder, they'll burn even cherry and birch because it's just okay wood, or soft maple. And then when they get into the main heating season, they want locust, they want oak,
hickory.
They want hickory, they want elm, just hard maple. They want the stuff that's a little better, and I don't blame them. It makes total sense. You might as well get more heat, longer burn out of it, but then again, if you're not heating with it, it really doesn't matter. If you're just sitting around, like I say, burning marshmallows and consuming beverages, it doesn't matter.
All matters that it's dry and it burns and makes fire.
Right.
That's all that matters.
So we were just talking a little bit before we turned the camera on. One of the reasons that Tyler comes and helps out once in a while is I go help him out occasionally. Probably not as much as you help me.
No.
But he goes along with me when we go to events, and I drive him there, and I give him his sippy cup in the back seat, and he makes sure he's buckled in.
I have to deal with Kenny's farts.
yes, that's the worst part.
I have to bring my own cot, sleep by the bathroom, and get woken up when Kenny kicks my cot in the middle of the night because he has to pee 20 times a night and smell his farts in there.
That's what happens when you're an old man. But so he comes along. I try to help out what I can. The same as with Adam and Bert too. I mean, if we go to events and stuff like that, a lot of times I'll pay for the rooms, pay for the gas to get there, get them there, pay to get them in, stuff like that. They're free to use my equipment. If you want to use this or any of the other equipment that I have from time to time.
So you're saying if this just disappears tonight and you come in the morning, it's not here, you're not going to ask me questions?
All of my machines have trackers on them.
Little tags.
Air tags. You bet. Tractor, trailers, everything.
You'll find it.
Everything's tagged. I know a guy that lost a processor. You know him too.
Oh, yeah.
He lost an actual processor. Somebody just rented it and never came back.
Yep.
Air tags. And they make them now, too, where you can set them so that they only go off literally for like 5 seconds or 10 seconds, one time or two times during the day. So the chances they'd have any kind of a sensor on there or a phone picking it up, that there's a tag on it, is so slim. You put it like at 3:17 a.m. and then you just look for it and you'll know right where it is, and they'll never know it's been tagged. So there's ways.
Well, you'll see it at my house and say, damn it, Tyler stole the frickin' 17 VS for a couple days.
I hope he comes and gets it, because then he's got to bring it back and do more work. So I win either way.
There you go.
So there you go, folks. Check out Tyler's channel. It's Firewood Fella. He does firewood stuff, and he's got a nice little business going there. So check him out. That's all we got for today, folks. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m.
Good night, Irene.
There you go.